Look, before we get into the content, it's really important that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're out here every single day working for y'all, trying to hit y'all with the best content. And what motivates us to keep going is people like you. So hit the subscribe button, join the conversation, join the Deuce Gang.
What he said.
That elevator traffic from your bed to your desk, it's a bitch sometimes, you know? A lot of people coming in and out, so I get it. Oh man. See, this is why I'm telling you, for somebody who is as sexually active as you are, you need to protect yourself. You need to protect yourself. All right.
Oh my God, what are you even talking about? Okay.
I'm talking about your increased level of sexual behavior since the success of this podcast. You need to protect yourself. And I have the perfect thing for you. It's a medication called PrEP. Now, apparently, PrEP is a once-a-day pill. You could take it, and it's 99% effective. Okay, look, if you are a gay man, you take PrEP for 1 week, and it is 99% effective. It will prevent you from getting HIV. If you are a straight person, you're having, oral, vaginal sex, you take it for 21 days. 99% effective. Now, no clinical trials have been done as far as this next point. Pregnant women, because, naturally you're concerned. You don't want to catch that. You give it to the baby, breastfeeding. They're saying same thing. 21 days, 99% effective. This to me is mind-blowing because I always knew at some point in time they were going to release. This isn't necessarily a cure. It's more of like a preventative measure, but I always knew that they had this somewhere in the tuck. Now, there's some specifics that I'm going to share with you momentarily. But okay. I mean, you must be excited. Now you can safely have all that sex.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to ignore all this stuff that he's saying. I'm just going to let him give you the specifics and just let you know that when he's done, we're going to talk a little bit about Dr. CB.
Dr. CB. Okay, I got it. So let's talk about some of these side effects because that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because now I'm not catching HIV. So what else are you giving me to prevent that now?
Some of the possible short-term side effects associated with PrEP include nausea, headaches, diarrhea, and vomiting. Right? And trials show that these side effects impact between 1% and 10% of people. Is this just not the miracle drug? And it clears up within 2 weeks. Now, long-term side effects. In a smaller number of people, PrEP has resulted in a decrease in kidney, liver, and bone health. Fortunately, even in these cases, toxicity levels do not increase the patient's risk of kidney or liver failure or bone fracturing. And these changes were reversed after they stopped taking PrEP. So what the hell? So what's the downside? What is the downside to this? Let's continue reading about this.
Yes, that's all I care about. Just get to the juice.
I got to be honest with you. There's no, other than what I've spoke to, there's no downside. Let's talk about the cost. So 90% or more of for PrEP, they actually get it free. So if you live in Canada, so for example, if you're in Ontario, so I'm speaking to you, my guy.
Wow.
So those with insurance, our copay assistance program reduces the cost of the copay to $0. Those without insurance, we provide support to reduce the cost of the Trillium drug program so that the PrEP will either be free or low cost for you, depending on your income. So then they have some specifics for Quebec and Nova Scotia as well. So, bro, this is the upside of PrEP. Now, I think this is amazing because if you are a person out there who has fallen in love, it's
okay. Yeah, that's where we're starting.
It's possible you've fallen in love, and the person that you have fallen in love with has disclosed to you that they have HIV, or perhaps you're already in a relationship and that person steps out on you and they contract HIV, and they're honest with you about it. There was no sex, no nothing. You're good, right? This is a way that you can still be with that person if you can overlook that act of infidelity. You can take PrEP and you are 99% protected. I think this is amazing. Talk to us about Sebi.
Well, in case anybody who doesn't know who this is a self-proclaimed healer, doctor. He doesn't have a medical degree, but what he is known for those who do know about him, is that he said that he's found natural cures for HIV, cancer, for arthritis, for a bunch of things, and has literally treated people and healed them. That is, so rather than the preventative measure, no. We've had people who have had HIV. He has treated them and they have no longer have HIV or cancer. These things he has proven through his methods. However, because he isn't a doctor and because I guess they haven't found a way to monetize him, these cures, or, I'm going to put quotation marks on them, alleged cures, have never seen the light of day. They've never seen the light of day. You've heard about them if you've spoken about Dr. CB before. You know what I mean? If you've heard about this man before, you've heard about this. But if you haven't, of course, it's something has been disclosed to you. And here we go now, a company that has created not a cure, but a preventative measure for HIV. And I'm sure that they're spitting this out. I'm sure they're spitting this out and they're making all kinds of money hand over fist from the simple fear factor. The simple fear factor. There's people probably just scared, just absolutely terrified of catching this, but they know they're sexually active, like you're talking about, and they're out there getting this medicine, using their health care, however they're getting it free. I guess it's part of your health plan, which is great. You're right. It is amazing because you need these type of medicines because these are diseases that exist. So of course we want them to be treated. My thing is simply
prevented.
Obviously prevented. My thing is simply this. It's just amazing to me that we hear about things when these major corporations are able to shell them out involving our healthcare and make a few dollars out of them. But when it's somebody who's simply trying to pass along something and not really collect a check, but essentially just, save humanity and kind of like stop people from getting these diseases.
Not stop, cure
people from getting these diseases. Well, stop is the same thing as preventing. So that's where I was going.
Preventing means you never have it. If you have it, this can cure you of it. I understand the point you're making, and it's a great one. PrEP is preventing you from getting it in the first place. Unfortunately, if you never heard of PrEP before and you got it, you need to go see the homie doctor. Is it CB or Sebi?
You know what? CB.
You need to see the homie Dr. CB. RIP. Go ahead.
So you know what? You're right, because stop and prevent linguistically have a small difference, right? Stop means completely. It's not going to happen. And then when you say prevent, that allows for the possibility, because we didn't say it would completely stop it. We just said it might prevent it. So I get what you're saying linguistically. Right. So technically you're right, because that is what the medical corporations would definitely prefer you to say.
Well, I'm just trying not to get our YouTube video taken down. What do you want from me?
It's not getting the YouTube video taken down, because these are things that have been documented, right? The thing about it is that these are all things that can be fact checked. Multiple sources have talked about these things. It's not like things that are being made up right now. You can literally go on Google and just search this man. If you want to spell his name, it's SIBI, Dr. SEBI. You can go Google it. And as far as this company that you said that created this thing, there's a full website with it.
PrEP. PrEP is the pill. Look, at the end of the day, all great points. Love it on both sides. I'm just glad to see that there is some profitable prevention methods for HIV. Love everything you're saying, but they're not putting it out to the masses.
No, that's never going to go out any further.
Yeah, so I love what PrEP is doing, because it is going out to the masses. Of course, Dr. CB has some great herbals. Listen, man, I don't wear a foil tin hat, but you'd have to be a fool to believe that if there is a disease made on this planet, there is something on this planet naturally that can cure that disease. That's what I think.
Cure? You think it's wrong to think that there is something that can cure it?
No, what I said is if there is a disease on this planet, from a runny nose,
right,
to HIV, there is something natural on this planet that can, C-A-N,
Okay.
that can cure it. But hey,
Okay.
I don't know the herbs. I can't mix them together.
Right.
That's
You don't know the
why
amounts and the combinations.
no. But
and the
that's why
scientific uses.
But that's why we're speaking to CB, right? So
Right.
do your Googles on both sides. I think it's beautiful. Knowledge is power. Anyways, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join that Deuce Gang. Look, I have to keep going with this because there's a homie in Arkansas. I believe that if he knew about PrEP or if he knew about Dr. Sebi, again, am I saying his name right? It's Sebi, right?
Yeah. Why do you feel like you're saying it wrong?
Because I heard both Sebi, Sebi. Anyways.
Yeah, but it's just like the multiple names that are like Shensia, or is it Sensea, or is it Shakari, or is it Shakari?
Yeah,
right. I feel like once you put it, you know what? Once you put an S there, it's just really confusing.
But the homie in Arkansas, I feel like if he would have known about these things, his reactions. Well, not reaction, his actions would have been different. What am I talking about? So apparently, this guy's been sentenced to 50 years for killing a transgendered teen that he was involved with. Now, I'm going to run through this quickly, so please keep up. Okay, so he took this transgender teen's life. The murder was committed in an attempt to hide the relationship between the two. He was 20. So Mr. Miller, we'll keep his first name out, was reportedly pled guilty to first-degree murder. Mr. Miller fatally shot 17-year-old Miss Stone, a transgender teen girl, June 2020. Stone was shot by Miller to keep Stone from revealing that they were having a sexual relationship. He has to actually wait 35 years before he's able to qualify for parole. And what's crazy is this isn't the first time that he was wrapped up in a murder either. So he was charged with capital murder for shooting a Mr. Thompson in 2016. So I'm assuming because this happened in 2016, the first murder, they kind of let him off because he was a teen, like he was really young, a child. But here he goes again. He's out and he murders this transgendered teenager because I guess she wanted to go public with their relationship and he wasn't having it. Now, you hear the stories where the transgendered person keeps it to themselves. They don't tell the person they're involved with. They become sexually active with them, or perform oral sex, or even kiss them, whatever, right? Down to something as minimal as being seen in public with the person, but without disclosing they're transgendered.
Right.
And then you hear the stories, the person freaks out, they beat them up, they assault them to the point, even murder them. Now, I have to let you spit on this and I'll top off because I have a POV. I feel like I know what yours is, but I'm also thinking you might go a little, you may waver on this. Somebody died because of who they were. And I would have to assume this person obviously knew they were trans. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, you got it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, duh. If at any point they were sexually active, which I'm assuming they were, then he had to have known that this was a transgender. That's no secret to him. It wasn't something that he just revealed out of nowhere. They had a relationship, to go this far with anything. Something bad must have happened. You must have went real deep into the rabbit hole of sexual activities with this person and didn't want to reveal whether there's a videotape, whether he did something that he might find embarrassing or quote unquote embarrassing to himself or anything like that. I have no idea, but I can tell you this much. It's sad to me that people live these certain lives and feel like they can't be themselves without having to, hide who they really are. It sucks. While I'm not somebody who is attracted to that type of person, a transgender, I'm not gay in any way, very heterosexual. And while I'm not completely understanding of that culture yet, like while I'm still on my way to understanding, what I can sympathize with or what I can try to understand, because that's what I have to do in these situations, because obviously I'm not at a point where I agree with any of this yet. That's just how I am. You know what I mean? I'll get there. I'm accepting of it. You know what I mean? But I still don't like it. It's what it is. But I still can sympathize with somebody not being able to be themselves and want to be something, or they are something and being scared to come out with it. And I feel bad for people like that. I don't know their environment that they grew up with or the people around them, but I just thank God every day that, you know, I come from a family that allows us to be who we are. I have family members who have come out. I have family members who came out early in their lives. I have family members who came out later in their lives. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have family members who have all types of fetishes and weird things that they like, and they're odd in their things. But you know what? We love them the same way. We love them the same way. And it's sad that there are families out there that don't embrace their family members like that. And when you don't embrace family members like that, these are the mentalities that are created. Instead of people knowing who I really am, I would rather kill this person. I would rather murder this person and possibly go to jail for the rest of my life rather than people finding out who I really am, which is crazy to think about, because if you really think about it, doing that is still going to make people realize who you really are.
They're going to know anyways. Caught.
They're going to know once you get caught. Right. So the mentality is so messed up, but it's created by your environment, which is sad. It's sad.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's sad on both parts. It's sad because somebody lost their life, and it's sad on this guy's part because he didn't get to live his truth. Obviously, this, to your point, is who he really was, and he would rather take a life and throw his own away than just live.
Yeah.
Because everybody was going to know this anyways. The case is going to come out. The details of the case are going to come out. And all your family is going to say, all your friends are going to say is this: man, I wish you would have just told us. We would have cracked some jokes, maybe poked a little bit of fun, but we love you. We would have accepted you. I wish you would have just told us. You understand what I'm saying? And this, now I'm not going to harp, but this goes back to what we were talking about before about having those conversations, because you can get this type of peer pressure from your family, of course, but you can also get this type of peer pressure from your friends. And this is why I say you got to have these conversations with your kids. And this is why when we talked about exposure, you know, homosexuality on TV, and it could spark the conversation in the home, this is why I think that stuff is important. You shouldn't overdo it, but a conversation should be had, because for all this kid knows, his friends, even with all the jokes they probably make behind closed doors about this, that, and his family, I'm pretty sure they would have been like, yo, bro, let's see. You can date a transgender person, or you can go to jail for the rest of your life. Just date the transgender person. We'll get over it. Like, come on. Look, man, again, I don't want to harp. This is what the guy looks like. That's him. Threw his life away. Sat on.
Is that your take on it though? Is that what you were gonna say originally about how you felt about it?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay.
People know where I stand on this particular topic. You know,
right.
So that's why I said I'm not gonna harp. But what I will say, last thing, is talk to your kids, talk to your friends. Your family and your friends love you, and guess what? If they can't accept you for who you are, they weren't really your friends anyways. That's all I'm saying. Your family's always going to be your family. But guess what, nigga? There's some people in my family that I rarely talk to. Not because we got drama, but I just barely talk to them. So if these family members wouldn't be accepting of your lifestyle, just think about how often they're in your life today anyways. There's options is all I'm saying, man.
Just curious, where did you think I was going to go with it when I first started?
I thought you were going to be like, well, this makes sense that he did that.
It's listen, I understand. I know. It's tough for me, man. It is tough for me. I'm not making excuses for myself, because obviously I've lived in this country a lot longer than I've been in any other country, right? So me growing up the way I was brought up, in the country that I was brought up, and the understanding that they have of what it is to be gay and what that lifestyle entails and stuff like that. I grew up with that, and it was embedded into me. You know, it's just like people who, I like to compare it to people who don't believe in medium well and medium rare and medium. It's literally just cooked or uncooked. There's no in between. There's certain countries that you come from, if your red meat is a little bit red, that's raw. I don't want it. It's got to be fully cooked, and there's no adjustment. it takes a while for people to adjust, especially when they believe that that is the world. You know what I mean? That was my world. That's what my world was. And I grew up in a country, unfortunately, that was a lot of people's worlds where
That's okay.
violence was the retaliation against it. So
That's fine, and I get it. But I also
feel
think
bad.
that
I feel bad when I talk though, because I know how I feel and I'm trying to
yeah,
adjust.
but I also think that some things are just ignorant. It's just like racism is taught. We know that racism is taught, and who teaches you? Starts at your family,
Right.
goes into your friends. But just because you're taught something doesn't mean you have to believe it. Doesn't mean you can't unlearn it. Sometimes people are just ignorant. So it's
Right.
ignorant on both sides, is all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Leave it in the comments. Please be respectful whenever we talk about things like this. I have to remind you, we don't delete comments. YouTube does. So be respectful in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, man.
Now, what were you saying? Why are you so paranoid? Why does everything have to be about the mark of the beast? Why?
I didn't know you were gonna reveal that I said all that. Why are you gonna do that for, man? It was just a comment that was just a flyby comment as I was thinking about it.
Yes. Why did that thought enter your head?
Well, did it not enter your head when I told you about this?
No tinfoil hat. What are we talking about?
At no point entered your head as something that was, because I don't listen. I know the bare bones of the story of the biblical mark of the beast and how that's gonna happen, you know. But this sounded to me like something that it was kind of similar in a way. Not that it is, but it just sounded similar to me. I don't know. We have the video, right?
A sensor.
This tiny green thing in there?
That tiny green thing in there, you put it underneath your skin, and what that tells you is that there are chemical reactions going on inside the body, and that signal means you're gonna have symptoms tomorrow.
Wow.
See? 60-minute interview, Pentagon. Facts.
We challenge the research community to come up with solutions that may sound like science fiction. And we're very willing to take chances with high-risk investments that may not work. But if they do, we can completely transform the landscape.
See, it's not just me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
And that was from the New York Post. Okay, so I tinfoil hats aside, there's a lot of credibility in a lot of the sources that came from. Okay, now when I say that it reminds me of the mark of the beast, I'm just saying I just remember there being a mark that they were going to embed in people to, you know, to determine a lot of things about them. So I heard about this, and it's funny because this actually came out a while ago, this information about the Pentagon creating this thing. And what they're ultimately trying to create, apparently from the articles that I have read, is they don't just want to be able to protect or detect this version of coronavirus. They want to be able to detect all of the family, the whole family.
Okay.
So that's why they've created something like this in order to be able, and I want to be very clear because this is something that has been said. It is not a microchip. It is supposed to be called a sensor.
Yeah, like if you get too close to the car. Remember the Viper, the car alarm? Protect the Viper. Stand back.
Oh, when it used to talk. Yeah, but the alarm used to talk and everything. So it's like a check engine light. So pretty much it was made for, you know, it was made actually for the military, for sailors, so that they were able to detect things while they're out on sea. So they are able to self-administer, diagnose
so in other
medications
words,
or whatever they need.
So in other words, this is old technology.
It's quote unquote old technology, was created a while ago, has been tested, and is actually a real thing. And they're thinking about moving it on to the mass public.
So what I'm saying is everybody is using this in correlation with this, you know, mark of the beast theory. They're trying to track your movements theory, and they're all running this parallel with COVID-19, with the vid. However, This is old technology, way before the vid. It may be curtailed now to the vid, but this is old shit. So why are people up in arms?
It's not before the vid though. It's not before the vid.
You just said that they use it in sailors.
This technology was created and established in April of 2021. That's when the 60-minute interview came out.
Okay, but what are you talking about sailors then?
That was the people that the technology was tested on.
Okay.
They had to test it on certain people, and that it was developed and tested on those people specifically because they're so far away from medical facilities and everything like that they wanted to be able to make sure that those people were safe. So that's the people that they tested it on. Yes, it's not old technology.
Okay, so hold on. I just want to retract if I'm incorrect here. So this was created specifically for the vid.
This was created in an attempt to detect viruses.
Okay.
And it has started off with the family of the vid.
Okay, I take it back then. You are correct. I am incorrect. Okay.
Right.
This ain't no market of beast shit. Sorry.
Well, they say it's not. They say obviously there's no GPS tracking involved, of course, which would be the first thing that people would want to say. There's no information about yourself that is put on the sensor. All the sensor simply does is it continuously checks your blood to make sure that there's no signs of any virus in there. And I mean, it sounds great what they're saying on paper, but I believe that the conspiracy theories are coming from people who don't just believe the things that they read or what they tell you on. And also people who believe that technology can be upgraded, expanded on. So while it was not first created to do this, it can be upgraded or developed to the point where it might be able to do other things in the future.
Have you ever heard of a pacemaker?
I have heard of a pacemaker, yeah.
We know what that does, goes in your body. What about diabetes? Like, you constantly checking your blood and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure if you could speak to a diabetic who has to prick themselves on a regular basis, something where they don't have to prick themselves on a regular basis to just kind of, the insulin is automatically done, detection. I'm pretty sure they're going to rock with that. So It's because there's this hysteria around the vid. This is the 1 + 1 equals. This is going to be the end result. Anything that has to do with the vid that's supposed to help you to make your lives better, it's just nope. They're trying to do this. But there's so many other things out there that are being done right now. Nobody has a problem with that.
Right. I mean, I think because obviously there's a conspiracy side and then there's the other side with every story, right? No matter what you do, and especially when you create things that are hype in the media, they're going to be exaggerated to all types of forms. But I'm just saying, this technology, who asked for it? That's my thing. Like, who asked for something to go under our skin? Who asked for that? There's no other way to detect it. I believe that anybody who's thinking that this is a conspiracy, that is the main point that they might hold. Why does it have to be implanted into my body? As you talk about diabetes and pricking your finger, there's been technologies or types of diabetes testings that have been created recently that you don't have to prick your finger anymore.
Great.
It's done. I just seen, what's his name? One of the Jonas Brothers, I believe, was spokesperson for it, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I saw the commercial. So if you're telling me that you can create things that can detect your blood level, your sugar blood levels without having to prick yourself, develop something outside the body. Maybe you'll have something.
What's so crazy to me about this and the people that raise these amazing questions, I'd like to know their scientific background.
Right,
you know why? Because guess what? If I go to two mechanics, I go to the first mechanic, I say, hey, A, B, and C is wrong. What could we do here? And then they give me a laundry list. And I go to mechanic B and they're like, what the hell was that guy talking about? Just do this. I would be more inclined to believe mechanic B because both are experts in cars. One is just trying to get pull the wool over my eyes.
Right.
But this is a scientist talking, the scientific community. This is what they do versus some QAnon nigga that went, and I ain't even going to go there. Like, really, what is your scientific background? What qualifies you to raise these questions? Have concerns. Have them. No one's saying you shouldn't have them, but I don't think that you have the right to be like, why can't you do it this way? Why can't we do? How do you know it can't be done that way?
Okay, Mister. I'm here and I'm for it. I'm here and I'm all
I
about
didn't
it.
say that.
I love the idea.
I didn't say
Where
that.
can I sign up?
I
Mr.
didn't
Where
say.
can I sign up?
I didn't say that. All I'm saying is I'm not a scientist, and the people raising these great questions more than likely aren't either. Go ahead.
Well, we have variants of the vid going around currently, as have been documented and put in the news as well. So, let's say that hypothetical situation that even if you're vaccinated, there comes out a variant that is aggressive and you might have the vaccination is proven not to be as effective. Hypothetical situation. Now you have the option of getting this sensor implanted in your body. So that way, if any variants come out in the future, the FGH, whatever variants come out in the future, that you would be able to detect them and know of the symptoms as said by the doctor in the 60-minute interview days before the symptoms even happen. Would you do it?
No.
Why not?
Because just like the vaccine, I need to wait. I need to see what's going on. I need to do my own research. If you're asking me the question right now, the answer is no.
Yeah, I am asking you the question right now because
there's my answer.
You want to protect yourself from the vid, no?
There's my answer. My answer is no.
Okay, this has been scientifically proven. This has been scientific proof. I'm not a scientist. You're not a scientist, but scientists have proven this. We're not scientists. Who are we to say? The scientists have already proven this. Why should we not believe them and just go right for it? They've tested it already. It's been tested with people.
What I think is, if you're like most people who are open-minded and believe in medical science, and it's
well, I mean, I'm Dr. Dre, so how could I not?
But anyways, if you're like most people who believe in medical science, but you also know this is something brand new, you're going to want to wait for some time to go by to see, okay, what they're saying, these are the side effects, but what are side effects that could actually happen in real time? Just like with the vaccine, they listed off some side effects that can happen, but then we've seen some new ones happen. And we actually see that now, even for example, with the Pfizer vaccine, what is now listed on the Pfizer vaccine is a possibility of what is it called where the face goes numb there?
Rashes? I don't know.
No, it's gonna come back to me. But anyways, the point is this stuff gets updated as time goes by. So why would I be the first in line? No, I'm gonna wait a year, maybe more, see how people react to it, and make my decision based on that. It's called just using your own intelligence. Like I said, even with the vaccine, you could go to the person who developed it. How is this going to impact me in 10 years? They're not going to have an answer. So why would I take it right away? Right? Same thing with this.
I hear what you're saying. So is there a possibility that, okay, now it's proven. Let's move to the hypothetical situation where it's proven now. It's been established that this does and it's effective. And now they're moving it on to the masses, right? They're moving on to the masses. You could have it as part of your healthcare plan.
A lot of things come into play with that. It depends on the numbers. It depends on a lot of things. But ultimately, if all the stars aligned, then yes, I would be open to taking it. Of course I would. What the hell?
Okay. That's all I want. Man, there is a fly buzzing around my crib right now, and it is bothering the hell out of me. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted.
Viewing public, what say you? Again, if you're a responsible person, okay, you believe in medical science, both of those things have to go hand in hand, because you could be responsible and not believe in medical science. But if you're both and everything checks out, the numbers work, would you get this thing? Again, sensitive topic. We're not trying to get the video straight.
We've argued it from both sides, though. I think we gave both sides a fair assessment of both sides of the spectrum here, as far as conspiracies and realist side. So, which side are you on? I'm curious to see which side people are on this one, because this is a sticky icky topic.
Maple syrup.
Hey.
Hey. Leave it in the comments, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, before we get up out of here, man, pray for Afghanistan. All right, pray for Afghanistan. If you got
Haiti as well,
and of
Haiti
course
as well.
Leave that in the comments. Don't forget that.
Man.
All right.
Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far. You have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000, and we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.